The first time I actually picked up fencing. So if you know, fencing is the Western sport of Western sword fighting. So you score points, right? And you all stood up in white. And I remember the first time I picked up fencing, I became completely addicted to the sport. And from that point onwards, it became my thing. So I was actually first introduced to the sport of fencing through Jeet Kune Do, if you know Bruce Lee's martial arts. So that's the martial arts that I'm into, and I knew that the backbone of the sport is actually Western épée fencing. And I was very, very fortunate that the university that I was studying at the time, about 5 years ago, they had a sport. They offered the sport as a club. So I joined, and then I trained. And the first time I wore the suit and I put on the mask, and then I actually sparred with my friends. I was like, holy shit, this is so exciting, and this is so addictive, and it's so exhilarating, because you're like sword fighting. Like, which guy wouldn't like sword fighting, right? So like I decided, okay, like this is going to be my thing moving forward. So I bought the blade online, I bought my blades online, I bought the suits, I bought the mask, I bought everything, and then I became a serious fencer, But I sucked at it so badly. Like my friends told me that I was very stiff, that I had no talent, that my body has physical limits. But I didn't think so much at the time. I just realized that I enjoyed the sport, and it was exciting, that I really looked forward to every session. And it got to a point where I realized that like some fencers are like really, really good, and I really admire and I respect their skill and their gracefulness and everything. And I started to have this like fantasy, like I told myself, like, wow, isn't it amazing if one day I could become a national fencer, a national athlete? Because growing up, I never did well in sports, right? And I always felt that like national athletes, like professional competitors, had this like halo around them, like this aura around them, that they are driven, they are successful, they are focused, they are committed, and they are champions, right? They are winners. So it's like, wow, wouldn't it be amazing one day I could just become like them? And it was such a far, far away goal that I never really believed in myself. It was always a fantasy at the back of my mind, and I never really believed that it could ever, 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 ever become a reality. Until I met my coach, and I told him that, hey, I'm serious. So because of these three things that I did, eventually I managed to achieve some success. As far as I'm concerned, I did these three things, and I want to share them to you, because in 2012 I had zero belief in myself, and even in 2013 I didn't have belief as well. But because of these three things I did, everything changed. Now, the first one is you need to develop a powerful training routine. A powerful training routine. So whatever you want to get good at, whatever you want to become good at, if you just wish for it and you just fantasize about it, it's never going to become true. So what I did was I trained every single day, rain or shine, whatever the circumstances, I trained. And the reason I could do that was because of number two, I hired a coach. So you need to find a mentor. You need to find someone that has the results, skills, expertise, success that you want, and go ask them how to do it, period. Don't ask people that don't have the results you want. Don't ask people that tell you you can't do it. Don't go to people that are negative, that are pessimistic, that don't have the results you want. These people will tell you that you can't do it because they fail. Now, the people that fail, they'll tell you that you can't do it because they failed. And the people that have succeeded, they'll just simply tell you, here's how it's done, go and do it. That is it. So find a coach, a mentor, a senior, or whoever that has your results, and invest in yourself through them and get good at it, right? And finally, the third the third thing you need to do is you need to execute. So once you have decided, okay, every day this is what I'm going to do, right? Rain or shine, and I'm going to hire a coach to train me, the last step is that you need to take action and you need to train. Now, the reason why people succeed at number 1 and number 2, but they fail at doing number 3, is because consciously they want the routine, consciously they want the coach, but subconsciously nothing has changed. And that's the reason why most people get stuck, because consciously they want it, but subconsciously it hasn't been internalized. So you have to ask yourself, how can I internalize the ideal, right? And the way to do it is to get emotionally involved. That's right. You have to summon your emotions and get emotionally involved every single day. And when you harness the power of your emotions, whether it's just by feeling it, whether it's just by summoning the emotions, whether it's by listening to music, whether it's by visualizing, you have to get emotionally involved, I don't care how, with your goal. So that once you have the routine, and once you take action, and once you have the right mentor to guide you, you need to summon the right emotions. Because fast forward to just in 2014, just less than 2 years after I had that fantasy, one day I received an email from the national team saying that, hey Sean, this past season you racked up enough points, so as of right now you're in, you're qualified to become a national fencer. And when I received the email, my brain, like my mind just boom, and exploded. I was like, holy shit, this can't be real. And with that, the next 3 years, 4 years to come, I stayed in that position, and I absolutely loved every single day of my life, because I managed to fence, I managed to spar with the best of the best of the best. Right? I managed to travel, join competitions, and I had a great time. Like my 20s to 30s, like I have absolutely no regrets, because I managed to do what I love to do so much, and I managed to live my passion. And I would not have been able to do that, if I didn't decide that this is my routine, this is going to be my life, right? And if I didn't met my coach, who believed in me, who trained me, who grew me, who mentored me, I wouldn't have the results. And last but not least, I managed to take action because I changed my emotions. I wielded my emotions rather than the other way around. It's not easy, but you have to do it, right? Otherwise, it never gets internalized into your subconscious, and you never get real change. So at the moment, if there is something that you want to do and it's at the level of a fantasy and you're just fantasizing, I'm telling you right now, it can become true. It can become a reality if you just follow the steps that I just told you and get emotionally involved. Your goal has to come to you. Somehow or another, it has to come to you. So I need you to really sit down and think about it. Is it what you really want? And if it's a yes, go for it. So if this video brought you the clarity, inspiration, motivation you wanted, remember to like this video and subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell, so every time I release a video on personal breakthrough, you get notified. And if you know of a friend who has this fantasy level goal, but they don't know how to change themselves so that they achieve their goal, go ahead and do them a favor and tag them in the comments below, or just give them the URL, the link to this video. You never know whose life you could impact when you take an action as small as this. So that's it. I have to go now. See you in my next video. Cheers, guys.